found a man
Straight
lying
ahead, lots
in a
of
pool of
blood and no body. It's a mystery that has Fullerton police stumped. We'll have the creepy details. And a group of former professional football players take time out for a good reason, to help raise money for charity.
And a Troy High School student flips and flips and flips. It's all in an effort to break a world record. OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to OC News. I'm Allie Smith.
And I'm Amra Khan. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. A bizarre situation this morning for Fullerton police. It's a mystery worthy of a Halloween movie, but this time it was real. There was blood, lots of it. It appears to be a crime, but there was no body. OC News reporter Dee Clark tells us this mystery took place on South Lemon Street in Fullerton.
With Halloween hours away, you'd think this was a scene from a scary movie, but this morning, it became all too real. Fullerton police responded to a call around 4:20 a.m. this morning near the corner of Ash and Lemon, right across the street from Maple Elementary in Fullerton. Police arrived on scene and found a man lying in a pool of blood. There are no apparent gunshot wounds. Police also believe that he may have been a victim of a hit and run, staggering down the sidewalk, up the pedestrian bridge where more blood evidence was found, and then he made his way back down where he collapsed under the bridge and was later discovered by a cyclist who was on his way to work. He later called 911. Maria Garcia, who lives at the corner of Ash and Lemon, said she didn't hear anything.
Did you witness anything?
No, I didn't. This neighborhood is a pretty safe neighborhood, and we haven't seen something horrible happen around here.
Police officers tell me that this is usually a safe neighborhood. However, residents have been concerned as this bridge above me here is a known hangout spot for drug dealers. Though police are not sure if this is a drug-related case or not, the victim, who appears to be a white male in his mid-30s, is expected to survive. No other information has been given on his condition, and Fullerton police are working hard trying to figure out why this happened and who, if any, their suspect or suspects are. If you have any information regarding this case, you are urged to call Fullerton Police at 714-738-6715. Reporting from Fullerton, I'm Dee Clark.
It was a busy morning for Fullerton police. A suspect was killed after being chased by police. The suspect's car crashed into a tree, a parked car, and into a house. The incident took place at the intersection of Amridge and Roosevelt about 2 this morning. It all started with a taxi driver calling police saying the suspect was refusing to pay and punched the driver before taking off in a silver vehicle. Police located the vehicle and a short pursuit ensued. The vehicle was speeding and lost control at a T intersection. The driver crashed into a car and a palm tree before hitting the house. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene.
Was killed this morning after being hit by 2 cars in Anaheim. The bicyclist was hit just before 6 this morning at the corner of Orangethorpe and Lemon. A hit-and-run driver struck the victim and took off. A second car swerved at the last minute and missed the man. The third car could not stop and ran over the body, dragging him beneath his car for about 100 yards. The victim has not yet been identified. Police are searching for the first driver who hit the man.
Highly anticipated testimony on Capitol Hill from Health and Human Service Secretary Kathleen Sebelius yields an apology from promises to fix the problem. CNN's Karen Kaifa has the story.
Healthcare reform in this state was a success. That doesn't mean it was perfect right away.
President Obama chose Boston's Faneuil Hall to draw a comparison between the slow start for the Massachusetts healthcare law signed in 2006 by then-Governor Mitt Romney and the rocky start for the Affordable Care Act.
Right now, the website is too slow. Too many people have gotten stuck. And I am not happy about it.
Earlier Wednesday on Capitol Hill,
it is not working.
She faced 3.5 hours of questioning, but Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius got the mea culpa out of the way early on.
I apologize. I'm accountable to you for fixing these problems.
4 weeks after the launch of the website healthcare.gov, Sebelius faced tough questions about the botched rollout. Lawmakers zeroed in on what the Obama administration knew and when it knew it.
I told the president that we were ready to go. Clearly, I was wrong.
The secretary was also pressed about a pledge repeated by her boss that if Americans like their current insurance plan, they can keep it. Millions may find that's not the case. One lawmaker demanded answers for his constituents.
Sean lost his plan that he liked, and there are thousands and millions of Seans throughout this country that lost the plan they liked because some bureaucrat in Washington said, "We think your plan's not good enough."
The president also sought to clarify that concern.
If insurers decided to downgrade or cancel these substandard plans, what we said under the law is you've got to replace them with quality comprehensive coverage.
The administration says the healthcare.gov site should be working by the end of November. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Parents and youth in the Los Angeles area had the opportunity to experience a morning with professional athletes for a good cause. Samantha Trachis has the story.
The Aaliyah Sweet Fragile Hearts Foundation and the Rites of Passage organization came together to put on the charitable event, Champions in the Zone. Former NFL legends came out and spoke to the community about the importance of education, success, and making long-term goals.
The key with everything is that you have to be committed, you have to be all in, and you have to have the knowledge to do all that. I learned that from being an athlete, from being a player. I learned that from my mom and dad at a very, very young age,
The morning was lively, beginning with an upbeat performance by the host, being welcomed by the Rites of Passage members, seeing the local cheerleaders greet the NFL players, and was the start of the raffle contest. The past players and coaches from the NFL teams were introduced on stage, where they answered questions directly from the audience. The icons were from past NFL teams, including the Rams, Raiders, Patriots, and Chargers. The professionals shared past experiences with their triumphs, defeats, and also encouraged young athletes to excel. The event had a special appearance by Shepard Porter Jr., who was a part of the Negro Baseball League. He was on the Negro National League, first playing for the Atlanta Black Crackers and the Atlanta Black Braves. The baseball star was number 23 for Atlanta Black Braves from 1949 to 1951. Porter's best pitch was the curveball, and he had the opportunity to play against famous players like Jackie Robinson.
The Aaliyah Sweet Foundation is very dear to the hearts of one of my closest friends and also was a former teammate. That's Joe Sweet. And so whenever we have a relationship, we try to help each other do whatever it is we're doing. So when I got the call, I was more than happy to come and be a part of the program. The program is something that I'm very, very partial to because my whole life and my family's life is about teaching and coaching and helping people be the best they can.
Champions in the Zone was an event that was held by the Aaliyah Sweet Fragile Hearts Foundation. If you'd like to learn more information about this organization, you can log on to www.fragilehearts.org. For OCN, I'm Samantha Trachis reporting.
Our writers and photographers at the Daily Titan are hard at work putting together tomorrow's issue. Photo editor Dylan Lujano is here in studio to discuss tomorrow's top stories.
I'm back with your Daily Titan update with the news you need to know. Just in time for Halloween, the city of Fullerton is hosting their 13th annual Haunted Walking Tour, scaring visitors every Wednesday and Thursday from now until November 7th. The walking tour takes you to Fullerton's most haunted locations, beginning its 2-mile journey from the Fullerton Museum. This is one of Fullerton's museum's biggest fundraiser, raising money to help put over 12,000 children through the museum's educational programs every year. In opinion, states are funding school vouchers for parents to send their children to private schools. These vouchers are hurting the public education system instead of assisting in a time of need. Read about how these vouchers are damaging to the education system and the children's education. From features, students celebrate Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, to honor their loved ones who have passed on. This Mexican holiday allows the dead to live again. During this time, it is believed that the deceased return to their earthly homes to visit and rejoice with their loved ones. From Detour, in today's issue, Switchfoot brings their nationwide tour, Fading West, to California starting November 5th. And finally, from sports, the rivalry between Cal State Fullerton and Long Beach State continues Halloween night, with the women's soccer team facing off with the 49ers on the road. Catch the preview of the game in tomorrow's paper. So that's what we're working on, and for all these stories and more, pick up the latest copy of the Daily Titan on newsstands now, and as always, visit thedailytitan.com for a digital copy and even more news. Back to you guys.
We've all seen CSUF athletes on the field, but last night the athletic community gathered to struck their moves off the field. Our own Ariel Tuchiyama has more.
The 2013 SAC Athletic Talent Show was held in the TSU Pavilion last night with 14 different performances from our teams. Kicking off the night was a stellar dance from women's track pole vaulter Marinella Loyola and a performance to Thriller from the women's track sprinters. Men's golf hit the stage with a rap completely about Titan athletics, a performance that would eventually win them 3rd place. The night kept on rolling with various performances, including 2nd place finishers women's basketball, who compiled a mashup dance featuring all throwback songs, uniting the inner 90s kid in us all. Men's soccer lit up the stage with a glow-in-the-dark routine, as softball threw it back to high school with a skit at Titan High. But it would be women's golf who would steal the show, performing a very clever silhouette performance in which the girls simulated a computer screen.
Me and Michaela were actually brainstorming on the airplane from one of the events, and she was like, maybe we should do that silhouette thing, and I wanted to incorporate it somehow, and this is what happened. I don't even really know how it grew.
I think we just wanted to do shadows in the dance, but not make the whole dance, and then we just kind of built off that, and then decided to make it like a computer screen with a skit. So it just, kind of just all developed.
And so we made sure we stepped it up. We changed up our routines. We wanted to do something really creative, and we wanted to redeem ourselves from last year, and so this is what we came up with.
It was a great night seeing all of our Titan athletes off their respective courts and fields and onto the big stage. For OC News, I'm Ariel Tuchiyama.
After the break, we'll check to see if this fall weather is here to stay.
And we get an in-studio visit from criminal defense attorney David Gibbett.
It's in the way we work and the way we compete. It's in the way we reach out and why we dream. Titan pride is at the heart of who we are.
Whether it's on the field or on stage, in the classroom or in the boardroom, Titans reach higher.
So, April, you know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Horseradish. Is that for horses? Remember me, Mr. Lobster? From last Tuesday?
Banana. 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 Here comes the rain. We need a hat. And why do we need a hat?
Say John.
That's right.
When you talk with your child, you build vocabulary, and learning starts long before school does. For more tips, go to bornlearning.org.
Halloween is almost here. This holiday has become a favorite not only for kids, but for many adults. It's a time when many people unleash their inner child and live it up, but sometimes living it up means overindulging in alcohol. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration states that 41% of all Halloween highway fatalities involved an intoxicated driver. Here we have David Gibbett, a criminal defense attorney, in studio to discuss the consequences of driving under the influence. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Nice
so
to
first
be here.
of all, how does Halloween compare with New Year's and other holidays in terms of drunk driving incidences?
You believe it or not, Halloween, I think, tends to have more, believe it or not, because costumes tend to put people in other characters, and then those characters drink. St. Patrick's Day, that's the Super Bowl of drinking. And New Year's is not as bad as both Halloween and St. Patrick's Day.
And I know there's been a lot of confusion. Can you clarify what exactly is considered drunk driving and what is the legal limit?
Good question. Well, there's 3 ways to look at it. Number one, there's a single count of driving under the influence. That is impaired driving, whether it's drugs or alcohol or what. If you're impaired, that's a single count. 0.08 is the presumptive intoxicated level for adult drivers. That's 21 and older. However, if you're below 21 years old, the state essentially has a zero tolerance policy, and any measurable amount of alcohol could be used to constitute a DUI against you.
So tomorrow night, can we expect to see DUI checkpoints?
I would expect them. I don't know where they're going to be. There's an app for that. but yeah, you can expect to see them, especially in North Orange County, and Orange County in general, are very, very serious and strict on DUIs. And if you're unfortunate enough to get pulled over, don't beg or hope or pray for any leniency, because you're not going to get it.
So what happens if you do get pulled over for driving under the influence?
Well, there's a controversial way to look at it. The law says you don't have to do anything. You pull over, they ask for your license, you give it to them. You don't have to make any statements. Your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent exists in traffic stops. Where are you going? Where are you coming from? I'm sorry, I won't answer that without a lawyer present. The field sobriety tests, provided you're 21 or older and you're not on DUI probation, the touch the nose and the walk the line and all that, totally optional. You can decline that with no penalty. The roadside breath test, you can decline that with no penalty. And I recommend that you do. The purpose, they say, of those tests is to give them evidence to show whether you are or not impaired. What they're doing is they're getting evidence to use against you in court. Okay. Now, if you are arrested and they take you back to the station and you're made to do breath or blood, then you must comply with one or both of those, or else you lose your license for a year.
That sounds very harsh.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's the easy part.
So any last advice for people that are going out tomorrow night and might be drinking or being with someone who is drinking and possibly driving?
Yeah, get a designated driver. Look, I love my work. I love defending criminal clients, but it's so much easier just to avoid it. You know, if the cab ride costs $100 or $200 or $300, that's still cheaper than $10,000 you're going to spend on a DUI. Just be safe. It's not worth it.
Well, thank you very much for being here. I hope I never have to see you. Will you need to carry an umbrella for next week or Halloween night? Ivana Nguyen has the weather.
Thanks, guys. You won't have to worry about the rain on Halloween night. Some good news. We got that coming up in a minute. Currently, it is a very sunny 72 degrees and will cool down to 53 degrees when the sun sets at 6:01 p.m. And that's because we got this high buildup coming in, and the temperature is actually considerably cooler than it was 1 year ago, and we're actually below average. It was 80 degrees this day last year, believe it or not, but it's nice to experience fall weather for a change. So we've also got your travel forecast. Dallas is 77, and Atlanta will be a warm 73 degrees, and Miami will be a hot 84. Some good temperatures for trick-or-treating, but not so much in Chicago, 61, or New York, which will be 64. If you're planning to travel for Halloween weekend, it won't be such a fun time to trick-or-treat in the Midwest or Northeast. Because of stormy weather, there will be some heavy rain, thunderstorms, and winds from this part of Texas going all the way up northeast. The Midwest, strong gusts of wind up to 60 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect. Tomorrow there will be some strong T-storms bringing downpour, gusty winds, and flash flooding. So take a look at the nation on Halloween night. It's going to be eerily warm in Florida, and which spirits will be dampened stretching from the Midwest to the Northeast, and then you have some bone-dry conditions in the West, which is actually conducive for good trick-or-treating, don't you think? And let's take it back to Fullerton. On Thursday, Halloween Day, temperatures will start to climb to 77 degrees and dip to a low of 54. It will be very nice, and the good news is that there won't be any rain to dampen the fun on Halloween night. You get to wear your costumes without wearing a sweater. So on Saturday, it'll be 77 degrees with a low of 54, and then Sunday it'll go back down, cool off a little bit to 69 degrees with a low of 53. Have a happy Halloween, stay safe, and have a great rest of the week. Thanks for watching OC News for your 5-day weather forecast. I'm Ivana Wynn, and back to you guys.
Stay tuned because after the break, we'll find out results from day 1 of the NBA Finals.
And we learn about a new minor being offered on campus. We'll be right back.
You are watching Titan TV.
Titan TV is a student-operated facility maintained by students.
It's on the Cal State Fullerton campus, and it's a great opportunity for Cal State Fullerton students to get hands-on experience directly in a studio environment.
Working with Titan TV puts me in this professional environment. Everyone here is really fun to work with, and everyone just gets along so well. I'm having a great time.
A wife discovered former Brazilian soccer player's decapitated head Tuesday morning. According to police, the head of 35-year-old Juan Rodrigo Silva Santos was found in a bag left by his Rio de Janeiro home. Santos was allegedly kidnapped by 2 men from a shop he ran around 7:30 p.m. Monday night, who ordered him into a vehicle, decapitated him, and removed his tongue and eyes before dropping the bag off to the player's home. Wife and military policewoman Giza Silvar says friends and families are stunned by the terrible news. Police are investigating this horrific crime and are questioning if the incident has connection to do with his wife's job.
In sports news in the United States, the baseball playoffs are winding down to the finish, while the NBA is just starting up. Also, one big star made his return to the court last night. For more on what's new in sports, here is Cyrus Palisban with an update.
Thanks, Amra. The last few nights have been very intriguing in the sports world. Let's recap some of the excitement that has taken place. The CSUF women's soccer team defeated UC Davis in a double overtime thriller this past Sunday 1-0. Erica Mizui scored the game-winning goal in the second overtime period. The Titans now improved to 8-5-4 on the year overall. The men's soccer team dropped their weekend match versus UC Riverside 2-1. Spencer Johnson scored Fullerton's only goal in the first half. The Titans will now have an opportunity to redeem themselves this weekend as they travel down south to take on UC Irvine this Saturday. For Boston Red Sox fans, tonight could be the night. The Red Sox defeated the Cardinals in a pivotal Game 5 Monday night at Busch Stadium 3-1 to take a 3-2 lead in the best-of-7 series. David Ortiz continued his stellar postseason play, contributing to the victory with 3 hits and an RBI. Meanwhile, John Lester recorded his second victory of the postseason. The series shifts back to Boston for Game 6 and a potential Game 7. Game 6 is tonight at 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time as the Red Sox look to capture their first title in 6 years in front of a sold-out crowd at Fenway. Another season of basketball got underway last night as the eight-month marathon to the NBA title got underway. The 2-time defending champion Miami Heat opened up their season hosting the Chicago Bulls. The game also marked the first time since April 2012 that Derrick Rose has played in an NBA game. The champs would receive their championship rings from Commissioner David Stern prior to the game and would go on to defeat the Bulls 107-95 behind 17 points from LeBron James and 14 from Shane Battier. The Bulls got 31 points and 7 rebounds from Carlos Boozer. However, Rose struggled in his return, scoring only 12 points on 4 of 15 shooting. After the game, Rose talked about his performance, saying he didn't think he forced anything and just couldn't knock down shots. This will be the first of 4 matchups between these two clubs this season. Last night was also opening night for the Los Angeles Lakers, who defeated the Los Angeles Clippers 116-103. This game marked Doc Rivers' debut as the Clippers head coach after 9 seasons in Boston. The Lakers, meanwhile, were missing a familiar face in Kobe Bryant, who still continues to recover from a torn Achilles tendon. However, the Lakers didn't miss Bryant much last night as they pulled away in the fourth quarter, scoring 41 points. They were led by 22 points from Xavier Henry and 16 from Jordan Farmar, who is in his second stint with the Lakers. Farmar won back-to-back titles with the team in 2009 and 2010. What made this win so much more amazing is the contributions the Lakers received from their bench. The Lakers bench scored 76 points and played the entire duration of the fourth quarter. The bench, which was an area which the team really struggled last season, could be one of their strong suits this season. While it's only the first game of the season, many did not see this coming, as the Clippers were heavy favorites going into the game. After scoring a career-high 22 points, Henry talked about how he was motivated this season from all the doubt that they're receiving. Henry talked about how the Lakers are a deep team and thinks that what fuels them is their athleticism and quickness. The Lakers will have a very quick turnaround as they take on the Golden State Warriors in Oakland tonight at 7:30 p.m. Finally, an update on some key injuries this week in the NFL. Eagles quarterback Michael Vick left Sunday's game with a sore hamstring and will likely miss this Sunday's game when the Eagles travel to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Nick Foles, who was inactive last week, will get the start for Philadelphia. Elsewhere, the Dolphins received some unfortunate news when they learned wide receiver Brandon Gibson will miss the remainder of the 2013 season after tearing his ACL in a 27-17 loss to the Patriots. Gibson had a nice start to the season until that point. Well, it's only Wednesday, so expect some great things in the sporting world this upcoming weekend, and we'll recap that next time. Back to you guys.
If you're looking to do business overseas or expand your career opportunities, learning another language is a sure way to go. Starting this fall, Cal State Fullerton is offering a minor in Vietnamese. Ivana Nguyen has the story.
Cal State Fullerton offers a major and minor in a variety of languages, including Spanish, French, Japanese, German, and Portuguese. Now a Vietnamese minor can be added to that list. Dr. Trang Le developed the minor with the help of Congressman Ed Royce and a $238,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Education. There are many career opportunities for students who want to minor in Vietnamese.
I believe that students who have a minor in Vietnamese can have a bigger chance to get a job after graduation, especially in Southern California, where the Vietnamese community has the largest population in the world outside Vietnam.
Dr. Tran conducted a survey at the CSUF Garden Grove Center and found 61% of students speak Vietnamese at home and were born in Vietnam. 65% said they are interested in learning more about Vietnamese culture. More than 1.7 million people speak Vietnamese overseas, and this program is designed for Vietnamese Americans and others who wish to serve in Vietnamese communities all over the country. Dr. Fildago, Department Chair of the Modern Languages and Literatures Department, worked with Dr. Trang to have the minor approved.
Minor is going to be good for non-Vietnamese speakers because they will get knowledge and awareness of how the people work, function, their needs, etc. That's one way in which will work, but also there is the other side, which is the Vietnamese American people, refreshing again their contact with their culture and their people. One of the things we always think extremely rewarding is the Vietnamese Americans being able to speak Vietnamese with their grandpas again.
Currently, there are 8 students with a minor, and the number is expected to grow. The minor requires 12 units, and students can choose from a selection of classes depending on their interests.
Vietnamese class is very fun. We interact, and we also help each other in writing, and the other students really help me, so it's like a really good class to take.
Dr. Trang and Dr. Fildago are now working on developing a Vietnamese major. Cal State Fullerton will be the first and only university to offer a BA in Vietnamese. I'm wearing a traditional Vietnamese hat called Gai Nong, and if you would like to learn more about the Vietnamese language and pursuing a minor at Cal State Fullerton, you can go online to fullerton.edu/MLL. In Fullerton, I'm Ivana Nguyen reporting.
Halloween can be a frightening fun time for some people, if they follow the rules. In today's Health Minute, Carol Azuz has some tips for keeping all your little superheroes safe.
Halloween, a time when kids can be anything they want. When Angel and Devil,
hold your bag open,
Superman and Superwoman come together with one common goal.
This is a really hard decision.
I'm gonna take this. Good choice, good choice.
Experts caution, though, all that fun can come to a stop if an injury were to occur.
This is a time when you have to be most vigilant because safety hazards are everywhere.
So brush up on your street smarts before heading out. For children 12 and under, adults should be present at all times. But for everyone,
The best advice I would give is plan, strategize your route.
in addition, flashlights help children see and be seen. Reflective tape and glow sticks also help drivers see trick-or-treaters. And motorists need to pay extra attention too. A recent report found that more than twice as many child pedestrians are hit and killed on Halloween than on any other day of the year. Teach kids to cross at crosswalks, not in between cars.
If you take safety precautions, we won't have to see you here at the hospital.
And the night won't be so scary after all. For today's Health Minute, I'm Carl Azuz.
After the break, the Jonas Brothers have split.
And a local high school attempts to break a record.
Hi, how are you doing today?
What looks good?
Our special today is shrimp scampi. It's been sitting around for about a week.
Excuse me, what time are you guys leaving? We're gonna rob your house tonight.
Don't you wish there were warnings to protect you from life's risks? With diabetes, there is one. It's called A1C, a simple blood test that helps measure your risk of serious complications. Learn more at diabetesaonc.org.
All boy bands must come to an end at some point, and now our very own Daniel Zamilpa has the latest on the Jonas Brothers.
Thanks, Allie. Thousands of prepubescent girls are probably grieving over the news that broke this week. The Jo Bros are no-mos. That's right, the Jonas Brothers have broken up. They released a statement earlier this week and went on Good Morning America to talk about the breakup. They said the reason for the split was rooted in differences in opinions of what they should produce. Yeah, it's a little awkward to be singing to 12-year-olds when the youngest member is already 21. Nick said, "We're family first, and that's always been our priority. So what lies ahead for the three?" Nick and Joe said that they're looking forward to creating more music individually, and Kevin will put his focus on being a father and pursuing business ventures. But the Brothers Brothers aren't the only musical group to ever break up. The Huffington Post compiled a list of the most shocking music groups ever to break up. Led Zeppelin disbanded in 1980 after the alcohol-induced death of original drummer John Bonham. Despite a massively successful 2007 one-off performance, guitarist Jimmy Page has denied rumors of the reunion tour, despite being regularly cited by contemporary hard rock and heavy metal bands as a major influence. The Sex Pistols regarded as one of the most influential acts in music history, but they broke up in 1978 after a run of just 2.5 years. True to form, when inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006, the three members of the controversial English punk rock band refused to attend the ceremony. Drama! Blondie broke up in 1982 when lead singer Debbie Harry pursued solo work. Despite being known for smash hits like Heart of Glass and Rapture, the band reunited in the late 1990s with the hit single Maria and the successful tour. A new album, Panic of Girls, was released in 2011, and Harry frequently has been cited by Madonna, Gwen Stefani, and Lady Gaga as an influence. Kelly who? Michelle what? Oh, and Beyonce. Well, that's definitely what may have led up to the breakup of Destiny's Child in 2006. Their hit songs include Bootylicious, Say My Name, and Survivor. While other members of the group have gone on to pursue smaller solo careers, the real survivor out of the 10 members to ever be in Destiny's Child is definitely Beyonce Knowles. Now worldwide mega superstar, she is often regarded as one of the most talented performers in the industry. And likely to be one of the most well-known breakups in music history is, drum roll please, the Beatles. Perhaps no other band's breakup has been as legendary and as shrouded in mystery as that of the Beatles. After a decade of enormous popularity, the group disbanded in 1970 when all 4 members began work on solo projects. Though John Lennon's burgeoning relationship with Japanese-American artist Yoko Ono is usually cited as the primary reason for the Fab Four's demise, the 1967 death of their manager Brian Epstein had already led to a series of financial and legal conflicts. Now from music to film, Halloween is tomorrow, and if you're not planning on hitting the party scene, another ghoulishly festive activity would be to order some pizza and watch some of the scariest horror movies. Or you're, for me, hide behind the couch and watch them. The top 5 best-rated horror films, according to the critics' reviews on RottenTomatoes.com, may not be what you think. At number 5 is The Vanishing, made in 1998 by George Zulazar. Coming in at number 4, it's the oldest film in the top 5, having been made in 1920, and that's The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, made by Robert Wien. Hitting the middle of the list is, at number 3 is The Bride and Frankenstein, and as if they couldn't be kept apart even in death, Frankenstein came in at number 2. Both films were directed by James Whale and released in 1935 and 1931 respectively. And finally, the most well-rated horror film on the Rotten Tomatoes list is the 1965 film Repulsion, directed by Roman Polanski. Other films more recognizable today as horror films like Rosemary's Baby, Psycho, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and the original Carrie film made the top 100 on the list. Do you agree with the list? Let me know by writing to me on Twitter at twitter.com/DanielZamilpa. That'll wrap it up for me today. Back to you, Ali and Amra.
Breaking personal goals can be a hard thing to do, but one Troy High School student tries to break the Guinness World Record for consecutive handsprings. Garj Palpreet Sangha has more.
A morning that usually features golfers playing golf at the Fullerton Golf Course. A small crowd gathered to witness Jacob Teepin to see him break the Guinness World Record for most consecutive handsprings for males. The dense fog showed up as well. The junior from Troy High School in Fullerton, California, started a YouTube channel called Tutorial Tribe earlier this year with his friend Wyatt Seaborn. In one of the videos posted, Teepin demonstrated how to do a back handspring. From there, he contacted Guinness.
And they said, this is the number you need to break, your application's been accepted, this is the evidence we need, go for it.
Jacob laid down the orange line, and his father, Jeremy Teepin, helped nail it down. With the mayor driving the golf cart,
4, 5, 6, 7, 49, 40, 41, 43, 44, 45.
Consecutive handsprings record and extended the bar to 45.
Amazing.
The official total distance covered was 389.23 feet. Weather was once thought to play a villain's role, but it proved otherwise.
I would say helped a bit. Nice cool air. The grass was a bit soggy, so I don't know if that helped or depleted. I didn't really. I don't think I noticed the change.
Mayor Whitaker was worried that the moisture on the grass would affect Jacob's footing, but he soon found out the feeling wasn't mutual.
He didn't seem overly concerned about it, though. And the good thing was that there were still conditions, and I think it allowed him to really focus.
Having conquered the handspring challenge, Jacob's mother, Jacqueline Teepin, is afraid of the next challenge her son will attempt.
He wants to go for the distance for free falling. And yeah, I don't want that. No.
Hoping to attend the United States Air Force Academy after graduation,
Congratulations.
it's clear
Still
after this
recovering?
experience, nothing will hold him back.
That is going to do it for us here at OC News. I'm Allie Smith.
And I'm Amra Khan. We'll see you on the next edition of OC News.